Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Cold Hard Truth on Sports. I apologize in advance if I am out of line here.
Brace yourselves, boys. We're going in.
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you are doing?
I can't believe you.
I'm not reading. I'm just looking at the pictures. Welcome to the Cold Hard Truth on Sports.
Welcome, everyone, to another great week here of the Cold Hard Truth on Sports. I am your host, Matthew Long. A little under the weather this week. Been battling something here last exactly 7 days. Probably sound better. It's a little bit, probably sound deeper and raspier and maybe more appealing to listen to. I don't know. But I've been dealing with something the last 7 days here, and I think I'm getting towards the end of it. Hopefully. So, great week this week. My microphone stand is fighting me here. Anyways, great week this week. Week 1 in the books. Power 5 schools have met some upsets. Top 25 schools have fallen. And myself and my co-host Kevin Crest will break this down for you tonight and get into what happened not only in the week that was, but what's happened so far in week 0, week 1, and where we can see this ball rolling down the hill towards the eventual playoff games. I think right now we can look at a clear-cut few teams that are probably going to be there at the end. But there are some teams that I've watched this weekend that I've really picked up on. So I do want to hit on two things this week. I'm going to do each and every week is give you my offensive player of the week, and I will give you my defensive player of the week. And those are two big things that, those are the offensive and defensive go-long players of the week. That's what we're calling it. Officially, #go-long players of the week. So, be on the lookout for that. By the way, we have a sister platform of the Cold Hard Truth on Sports, which is the Cold Hard Truth on college football. So be sure to, on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, find us at the CHT on CFB. It's important. So that's all college football over there. As you know, this time of year is heavily football. There's not enough to get into the NFL. I debated with myself if I was going to get into a conversation about Ezekiel Elliott again, and I am not, because I would just be repeating exactly what I said before. He doesn't have leverage. Jerry Jones isn't going to fold under it. He's going to be one of the top 2 paid players if he shows up. If not, his career is over. That's it. I'm ending it right there. Other than that, in the world of the NFL, there's not a ton to go over, except for the situation up in Indiana. Just to update some people, if you've been living under a rock, Andrew Luck has decided to retire. The Indianapolis Colts said, keep the money. We'll keep the contract, and if you decide to come back, you have a spot. You have your same locker, everything. It's all right here for you. But they have extended Jacoby Brissett for 2 years, $54 million, 20 20-some guaranteed. So it's a good thing that they decided to take care of him. We did see him in action last year. He has improved from that. Obviously not the ideal guy that you want going into the situation, because that guy was named Andrew Luck, but he's not there. So your ideal situation isn't available. So Jacoby Brissett, I think, is a quality backup in this league, and now he's going to be a starter, a solidified starter for the Colts, and they're going to be a look at who they're going to draft moving forward. That being said, I'm gonna roll right into college football, and one of the highlight games of the week we're gonna start off the show with, and it was Auburn versus Oregon in Dallas in AT&T Stadium, Jerry's World. The game ended up being a hard-knock, close, fought-out game, played all the way down to literally the final seconds of the game. Oregon, without a doubt, from beginning till the last 10 seconds, looked like the better team. They didn't get muscled around. They didn't get pushed around. They were able to get power running put into play. Some of the short passes and out routes, the time routes, got kind of stymied there, and towards the latter part, the latter third of the game, which allowed for Auburn to get the ball back and to make up ground that they had lost in the first half. But at the end of the game, Justin Herbert, a guy many would say would have been a top quarterback taken in the last draft, could very well be the top pick in the upcoming draft, was actually right in the position where you would want to be. You know, half a field to work with. You have 6 seconds, and you're just throwing a deep route to 5 guys. And those guys that are supposed to be the elite passers, the elite guys in the league, the ones that scouts are saying, you know, this is the guy that we're putting our franchise around. They need to make it so that pass is catchable for somebody. But my high hopes and my projection for Justin Herbert has immensely changed. And my opinion on it has immensely changed on that one play. Not only did he not complete the pass with 6 seconds to go to win the game in a very Heisman opportune moment, not only did he not get it near his players or defenders, which ideally you want it near somebody so somebody can take a try at it, a swat at it, a grab at it. You know, hopefully it comes down in the right hands, but you're giving your team an opportunity. He launched the ball 10 yards out of the back of the end zone. A very crucial time, a very poor decision. Now, my question is, did he grossly overthrow that ball? Or did he decide to bullet it out, throw it that far out the back of the end zone to not throw an interception? But at this point, it doesn't matter if you throw an interception or not, because the game is over. You want to have an opportunity to get it. And even if they do catch it and intercept it, hopefully one of your guys will be down there and they can strip him or cause a fumble. depending on if the guy falls down or what. You can make a football play, but him launching, catapulting the ball 10 yards out the back of the end zone to where nobody, but maybe the people in the first row of the audience, had any sort of chance of even breathing on the ball, of even, reaching out and swatting at it. So that was a disappointing moment from an otherwise tremendous game to where Oregon really has, Coach Cristobal has really shown that Oregon will compete amongst the top of college football. They're not going to get pushed around. They're going to go out there, they're going to play their game, and they're going to look good in 900 billion different variations of uniforms. So, but now I'm going to welcome in my co-host. He is the author of the P.K. Frazier novel series, which you can find over on Amazon. Just type in P.K. Frazier or Kevin Crest, and you can find him. And it is, spoiler alert, Kevin Crest. How are you doing tonight, Kevin?
Yeah, how did Oregon lose that game?
I don't know.
I'm astounded.
Because you watch the game and you're like, Oregon looks so dominant throughout the game, and then they lose. And I don't get what Gus Malzahn did at the end. He went and he kicked a field goal. Why didn't he go for two? He gets the touchdown from a badly thrown ball by Bo Nix, a true freshman. The receiver comes down with it, gets the touchdown. Why isn't he going for two there to go up 7 instead of just 6?
Well, he tried to, but they got called for. Didn't they get called for the? So that was on the play that would have tied it. That's right. I'm not sure why he went. Well, he went. I don't know. That's a tough call there because if he goes for 2 and misses, he's only up by 5, and the touchdown wins it, and then they'll kick the extra point. So
it doesn't matter. It's still because if they're up by 5, if they're up by 6, it doesn't make a difference. Because either way, if Oregon scores the touchdown with 6 seconds, again they had 11 seconds. They almost busted it wide open. He returned it 30-some yards. But Oregon would still have to score. Would still have to make the extra point to win. No, they wouldn't.
I mean, I know if they had.
Well, yeah, the extra point to win. If not, they would go to overtime. But if you go for 2,
but if you go for 2 and you miss, you're only up by 5. So Oregon has to make the extra point. I know it's a judgment call. I think a lot of coaches probably would have gone for 2 there to make it 28-21. But that notwithstanding, there wasn't much time left. But the question I have is still, I mean, I watched that game. Bo Nix did nothing for 3 quarters. I mean, he
didn't.
I actually thought that Gus, and I call him Gus because he started his career up here in Northwest Arkansas, where I am.
Yeah.
We all know him as Gus up here. I'm surprised he didn't pull him. Just because, true freshman, first game, it wasn't a home game. It wasn't on the road, but it was away from home. It wasn't in Auburn. So, I mean, I thought, wow, this kid's not cutting it. All of a sudden, a couple drives, and the announcers are all talking about, well, they're gonna try to get field goal range. No, they threw it right down the goal line. I mean, wow, that was gutsy call right there. You have a freshman that didn't do anything all night, and you unleash him. But that's Malzahn. I mean, he's pretty much a risk taker. So, but I'm wondering how if Oregon recovers from that, if they'll have a hangover from that game. They've got they turn around this week, and looking to see who they're playing. Now they've got Nevada, so they can.
Well, this is a Nevada team
Nevada's still good.
Yeah.
Nevada's still good, but
they
should
beat
be able to
Purdue.
win. But that's a tough one. I'll tell you, if Auburn loses that game, the SEC. Wow, how bad did the SEC look this weekend? I mean,
oh my goodness!
Seriously. I mean, South Carolina blows a 20-9 lead in the fourth quarter against North Carolina. Missouri loses to Wyoming. Tennessee loses to Georgia State. Arkansas playing Portland State
Almost gives it up.
couldn't do anything. Portland State last year gave up over 60 points in 3 separate games. And Arkansas can't even put up more than 20 on it. It was a bad option.
And meanwhile,
this weekend.
Meanwhile, the Rutgers has a comeback win, a 48-0 run over UMass. They were down 21-0. They come back and win 48-21. Rutgers.
Well, but UMass is like 120.
Is way better than Portland State or Portland Community College or whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, Portland State's an FCS school, but barely. I mean, they're not that good, and it's just the SEC just looked. Of course, the Pac-12 hasn't been great either. I mean, Oregon lost to Auburn, but in week 0, Arizona lost to Hawaii.
Yeah.
So the big listen. The big UCLA loses to Cincy. The separation right now, I think, between the Power 5 conferences and some of the Group of 5, especially the American. I mean, Memphis beats Ole Miss. We forgot to mention that one.
Oh,
right?
yes.
The Ole Miss loses. So Ole Miss, South Carolina, Tennessee, Missouri, and they're not losing to good teams. I mean, these aren't powerhouse teams you're losing to. You think, oh gosh, Missouri now has Kelly Bryant transferring from Clemson.
Yeah.
Wow, they're set. They got this easy schedule. Right? Damn, right off the bat, just getting.
I mean,
and that game wasn't that close.